Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. FPL Consult here, and today we're going to do my Game Week 10 transfer plans. So this is a video I released early into Game Week 10 to let you guys know what I'm thinking about doing with my team. If you guys do enjoy it, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here. Right, so on the screen is my squad balance. It's basically a tool I use to communicate what I'm thinking about doing with my players, or where I think they stand in terms of what I'm thinking about them. Right, so currently there are 4 tiers, as you guys can see. At the bottom there is my bench, right? There's Ward, Guehi, Bailey and Andreas. These are pretty much my bench players that I don't think will start every game for me. And then moving up, we have my foundation tier: Cancelo, Salah, Haaland, James and Pope. I think all of them will be in my team all the way up till the World Cup, right? And then we have the midterm holds: Zuma, Trippier, Maddison and Martinelli. I would probably hold them for at least more than 3 game weeks, considering they all have decent fixtures. And then in the short-term holds, there's Mitrovic. Now, Mitrovic is injured. I am recording this after the Fulham game and he's currently injured, but I still put him in this category because I am going to hold him for a while, let the medics kind of assess his injury, and we see how long he's going to be out and then decide what I want to do with him. Because if he's back fit, I think his long-term fixtures are really good, especially from game week 13 to 15. That kind of stretch is really good for him, right? So I will want him back if he's going to be fit. Now that only leaves Isak, and he's probably the one I'm going to take out also, because even though he may be coming back from injury, Wilson is back now, so Isak has lost penalties to him obviously, right? And thereafter also we don't know how Isak's role will evolve in the team, whether he'll be pushed further out wide, because Eddie Howe has already said that Wilson is kind of the main man, so we won't know what will happen to Isak. So I'm probably going to take him out to fund a potential move that I will want to bring some player in, and that is actually Zaha. Right, so we'll take a look now at how my team looks like without any changes made. So on the screen is my team for Game Week 10, and what I've basically done from Game Week 9 is I've benched Mitrovic and Isak, both of whom are injured, and also I have my substitute keeper Ward and Andreas as the first sub there, right? So on the screen right now, these 11 players are probably the best 11 players I can field with my existing team, right? So we have Pope in goal, Brentford at home, I think a decent fixture for him to keep a clean sheet there. I have 5 defenders in my starting 11 as well, right? Trippier, Zuma, Cancelo, James and Guehi, all of them playing at home, all of them have pretty easy fixtures as well. I think there's a good chance they can all keep clean sheets. And then in midfield, there's Salah, Maddison, Martinelli and Bailey. Now, Salah plays Arsenal away. I think Salah has looked a little sharper. Even though Liverpool did draw the game against Brighton, Salah did look sharper and a little bit more himself, right? And then Maddison against Bournemouth, I think there's a good chance he can get some returns there. Martinelli against Liverpool at home, I think even though on paper it could seem like a difficult fixture, we know Liverpool have been struggling defensively, so Martinelli could really profit there. Now Bailey as well, playing Nottingham Forest away, that's a good chance that he can get returns if he starts, right? That's the question, whether he will start or not. And then up front, Haaland against Southampton, right? So I could really just roll the transfer with this team, but I really want Zaha, so I will have to make a decision. And let's now take a look at the tinkering tool to see what moves or what transfers I can make to maybe include Zaha, or should I roll the transfer and go for Zaha in game week 11 instead. So once again, this is my team on the FPL.team transfer planner website. They're not sponsoring the video or anything, but I just use them because it's a really useful tool. They present the team itself, and we can click forward and click backwards to see how our team is looking like, to kind of plan forward. So really like this tool. If you guys want to check it out, it's FPL.team. Right, so once again on the screen, this is my team without any transfers made, right? And as I said, right, I could just roll the transfer. That's one of the moves I can make, right? But alternatively, what I intend to do, right, is actually to take a -4 to bring Zaha in for Bailey, right? So obviously I don't have enough funds for it at the moment, so that's why I will have to take a -4, right? So what I've done is I've just brought Zaha in for Bailey, and it's looking like I will have to take Isak out. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I don't think I want to take Mitrovic out so early. If he comes back, I will want him for the long run. So it's looking like I will have to replace Isak and do a downgrade, right? So there are a couple of options here. Right, one option, I don't know, I know people don't really like this, and neither do I, right? I don't really like bringing Solanke in, but the thing is, I will probably only need to play him in game week 12, right? And possibly only when he has decent fixtures. So I don't have to play him every game week, but so I'm not opposed to it, but I think he is one player that I can consider. Now, another one that I can consider, but the problem is I'm not really sure if this player will start, right, consistently, is actually Daka. right? If Daka can actually start consistently, I think we will get more information on the later game, because Leicester and Nottingham Forest play much later compared to the other games, right? So if we get more information on Daka starting, I think I could possibly want to go for Daka instead, right? So as of now, if I do want to bring Zaha in Game Week 10, I will have to take this hit, right? And you may be wondering why I'm taking Bailey out, right? And maybe why am I not taking Martinelli out instead, right? But the thing is, if you take a look at Martinelli's fixtures after Liverpool, right? Yes, they have the blank in Game Week 12, right? But from Game Week 11 all the way up through Game Week 14, I think Martinelli is someone that's pretty much really essential. It's going to be really important, right? So I definitely want him, and it's also value, there's money tied up in him, right? So that's why I think keeping Martinelli would make a little bit more sense if I was doing this move maybe in Game Week 9 instead, right? Where Martinelli was going to play Spurs and Liverpool and then have the blank. Maybe I could have done it, but now that I'm in Game Week 10, I'm probably not going to do it, right? I'm probably going to keep Martinelli, and long term, I think Bailey is probably someone that is a little bit more risky. Right, so I think taking the hit and bringing Zaha in for Bailey makes a little bit more sense. I think this hit could pay off in the long run also. Right, so really thinking about whether I want to do Isak down to Daka or maybe Isak down to Solanke. I think that's probably the -4 that I'm going to do. Right, but if I don't do any transfers and if I decide to bring Zaha in Game Week 11 instead and forgo this Zaha at home fixture with Leeds, right, then I reset the Game Week now. And yeah, I probably will go into Game Week 10 with this team, right? Of course, benching Mitrovic, rolling the transfer again, right? So as I mentioned, this is one of the possibilities I can go with, right? Rolling the transfer and just going with this team, probably going to captain Haaland against Southampton, and then vice-captain Maddison against Bournemouth, right? So let me know what you guys think, right? Should I roll the transfer or should I take a -4 to bring Zaha in for Bailey, right? I really am considering either of these moves, so let me know what you guys are doing with your teams and how do you do for Game Week 9 as well, right? Pretty much a low-scoring game week for everyone, so let me know how you got on, right? And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and also subscribe as well if you are new around here, and I'll catch you guys in another video very soon. Bye bye.